Good morning, grand rising, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. This is Let's Talk with Kay. I know you probably haven't seen me in a while. Life just was kind of lifing, but not all in a bad way, you know. I had if you haven't seen my last video, or if I didn't even post it, I had my procedure done a couple of weeks ago or so, you know. But I'm gonna just say today is Sunday. I forgot to mention that today is Sunday, April the 27th, 2025. So we're still in the beginning of spring. But anyways, I would say life, you know, just been really busy. Finishing taxes, and also, you know, doing inventory, trying to revamp my business and all that type of stuff. But today I'm on my way to my second 5K. My last 5K was in October, and I forgot what was the name of it. It was like a Halloween run. And today is called Craving Cookies. It seemed like the ones I want to go to revolve around food. But it's called Craving Cookies Run. So yeah, so it's right now it's like a little bit after 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 a.m. where I'm at. And it's here in Albuquerque. But yeah, I mean, I did sign up for a run last month, but I ended up pulling a muscle, and I still kind of plan on going, even though I wasn't 100% in shape, I guess you can say, or just physically doing well. But you know, like, things just happened. I just wasn't feeling great, and I was like, if I wasn't gonna run it, I was just gonna walk it out, you know. But I ended up missing it. I woke up at the time of the race, you know, and I tried to see if I can make it, but I didn't. That did not happen at all. So I didn't go to that race. But today I feel ready for it. I've been, you know, running a lot before my procedure, and I, you know, ran some after my procedure. Do I think I'm gonna have my best time? I mean, I highly doubt it, you know. But, you know, I signed up for it, and it is the day of the race, so, you know, I said I'm gonna go. I mean, it's not like it's impossible for me to run. I'm still able to run, but I don't know. I mean, I would say since my run in October, I gained a few pounds. I think around October, I probably was around 165 or something like that, maybe. Right. Or probably a little bit smaller. Right now, I'm about 160. I always go by my lowest weight, which was yesterday, because, you know, weight fluctuates. So I was like 167, I think 167.6 or something like that, which is, you know, actually me losing weight, because the highest, I guess the highest was like last week or whatever. It was 170.4 or whatever. So I am being more mindful. I was more serious about what I eat. Some days I do kind of, I don't know, just kind of break my diet, you know. But I'm basically made a decision not to do that, because I think the main culprit of my diet is snacking. snacking a lot. And then on top of that, since it's getting warmer, I haven't been drinking enough water, which is really crucial in the diet. You gotta drink plenty of water. That will actually help. And plus, because I'm active, that's really important for me to drink plenty of water. So that way I won't get dehydrated. And then if I'm dehydrated, I tend to want to eat more snacks. I mean, that's no question about it. I tend to want to eat more snacks whenever I'm dehydrated. So I purposely, I'm purposely mindful about drinking water throughout the day. Like, I have one of these big containers. This is a 40-ounce container from Reduce, which I really like it. They're not really expensive. I think I got this from Target. And it keeps the water cold pretty much all day long. So I try to be mindful to drink at least 4 of those. Not 4 of those, 3 of those. I might need to drink 4 of them, but I'll look into that later. But yeah, I'm excited about the run. I'm just gonna do my best. I'm not running up. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm running up hills or anything like that. I don't know yet. I don't know the outlay of the course. I mean, it could be mostly flat, which will be an advantage for me if it is mostly flat. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. But I'm gonna go and focus. Since I'm close to the race and I'm not really familiar with this area, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you for right now and talk to you when I get there. Bye bye. Okay, got a few more minutes before the run, like 9 minutes. I'm trying to stretch a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm here to win a race, just kind of see where I'm at right now. Since I've been running, but haven't raced or whatever, like I mentioned, since October. So, and plus, like I said, I did gain a few pounds. But I feel like I have been running more. So I know I'm not where I'm at. This is not the 2020, I would say this is not the 2022, 2023 K, but I'm gonna get there. So I'm gonna see how this race is. It seemed like it got like a slight hill, so I'm not sure if it's like the only hill or whatever, and the rest of it is flat. But yeah, so I will be back soon. Okay, I finished my race under 40 minutes. It's not as great as the last one that I did, which I kind of understand because basically you already know. But I'm gonna keep running, I guess train harder, and intentionally do my best on the next run. But yeah, I got my cookies and all that, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and look at the official race results and see. Well, I need to shave a lot of my run time. I'm like, and it's kind of warm out here, but I'm gonna get it next time. Just a moment. I'm over here talking and forgot. Oh, I don't want to get in the way. I don't want to be that a-hole. But I guess overall, considering my condition, I ran the whole way. I did not stop. I kind of paced myself. So I was really proud of that. If I remember, my overall time was like 39 minutes and 47 seconds, I think. So I ran about 4 minutes or 5 minutes slower. I think about 4 minutes slower than the last time I ran. But I'm not gonna beat myself up. I mean, I had surgery like a week ago, so, and I gained weight. So, but I think what I see in the future is the fact that that I'll be able to, these fibroids will be shrunk. I will not be in perpetual PMS 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's a good thing. So that means I'll be able to lose weight a lot easier because I'm not going to be taking these hormones anymore. So I would say, considering my fitness level right now and the things that I've been through, that overall I did okay. But now that all that stuff is behind me right now, I'm gonna start getting back into my training, get back to where I was back in, lose these extra 15 some pounds and get back in shape. Okay, I can see me. Yeah, get back in shape, because I'm like, this right here is not where I'm at right now, or where I want to be. Whew. But I was, during the run, my toes started hurting. I'm like, dang, what is going on? I'm like, my toe. I'm like, dang, should I clip my toenails last night? Oh my car. I'm like, dang, should I have clipped my toenails, my toe? Like my toe. I feel like I got this one long toe. I'm like, dang, what's going on? And it's time for me to get some new shoes. It seemed like, I'm not sure if I want new shoes, but I think it is about time for them. So I think I had these shoes, God. And I ran a lot more than what I have ran before, because the past few years, like, I really slowed down, because especially last summer was horrible, because, oh boy, get in my car. Okay, well, you can see me a lot better. There, last summer was, I would say, horrible, because I think that's when my medical condition was like really bad, and it wasn't treated at the time. Because imagine just going through a heavy period all month. So it's like it seemed like my all my fitness, as far as running, as far as everything, even when I started playing tennis, it's like everything just halted. Like, I just stopped doing everything, because my body was so unpredictable. First of all, it was so unpredictable at the time, because I didn't know when I was going to start my cycle. And then on top of that, make sure I don't have no music. And on top of that, my cycle was so bad and so heavy that the last time, I would say the last time, that what's the worst time, I guess the last worst time, how should I say this? The worst time that I had was the last time before I actually started getting, like, I guess, hormonal treatments and stuff. I know it's probably gonna be a little TMI, but if you don't like TMI, I would say just kind of skip it. But my period was so heavy. I was going through really bad clotting. You know, I was vomiting. It's like things were coming out from both ends, if you know what I mean. I was like, oh my God, I was just feeling horrible. And then because the bleeding and stuff was so bad, I was already kind of anemic, but the anemia was really horrible. It was bad. And then on top of that, besides the anemia, you know, it was just so unpredictable. One day I would run, and then I'm like, I have to hurry up and stop because, you know, I started bleeding or whatever. And then finally, when things start, I guess when my medical treatment started to progress, and you know, they started to see what was going on and things, they found out I had like a fibroid that was like the size of a grapefruit that was like inside my uterine cavity. And then on top of that, I had 2 other smaller fibroids, which was like inside the lining of my uterine, you know, inside the lining of the uterus. So it was horrible. So I pretty much, and then I would say even before all that happened, before I stopped, you know, before I guess my fibroid growth and all that type of stuff, I was trying to get back in shape and start running and things, because I would say around 2022, I really didn't run that much. Like in 2022, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like kind of go back to timeline. 2024 was pretty much almost the whole year. I would say beginning of February of last year, that's when I really start seeing the problems due to my fibroids. And then 2020, I would say before then, I kind of started exercising, but it kind of stopped me a little bit. And then 2023, I pretty much, I guess, went through a depression and things like that because I had issues with my job and other stuff that was going on. So I really didn't run because of that. And that was a mistake of mine, because honestly, when you do go through like a depression, anxiety, or whatever, that's when you really do need to run. That's when you really need to run and really focus on your health. People are talking about natural medicine and things like that. I would say running and exercise is part of that. Instead of stopping, that's when you really need to do it and let it become more of a lifestyle. But I end up doing the opposite, and it didn't really help my, you know, depression. It made it worse, because the thing that I love to do, I stopped doing it. Then it kind of like added to that cycle of making my depression worse. But now all that stuff is really behind me now, which I'm really happy about. Like I said, I had my procedure about a couple of weeks ago, as of the date that I'm filming, which is the 27th of April, the Sunday. And I would say I'm proud of myself. Could I ran faster? Yeah, I probably could have, but I really didn't want to. I guess mentally, like all sports is really mental. If that's the foundation of any sport. If you're not there mentally, then it's like you're not gonna do the best you can, you know, because of that mental. And I think that was like a mental blockage. I'm not gonna say a mental blockage, but it kind of was. Because could I ran faster? I probably could have, but I don't know. But I probably could have ran faster. I don't know about that, but I just really wanted to pace myself. I didn't want to really push it today. I just wanted to pace myself, just do the best that I can, keep running, and then see where I fall in place. So I ran under 40 minutes, which is good. Here's my little race medal. I'm gonna go ahead. Only way that I really psych myself into training and really working out is, I mean, I'll do it, you know, but really running fast and all that is signing up for another race. Let me Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm driving right now. I had to kind of get the directions. It's a straight shot basically to where I live. But anyway, but I would say I'm really proud of myself. Another thing, I'm competitive. I'm a competitive person. Even when I was in the military, I was running, and I'm gonna get this. Even if I don't have nobody to compete with, I'm competing with myself. I'm like, okay, I need to beat my last time. I need to really have to psych myself out. And what's so funny, I'm like, dang, I'm 14th place in my age group. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of low-key disappointed. I'm like, oh, heck no, they gotta get a lot lower. I need to place. So I think that's what I want to do this time around. The next race, which I'm probably gonna do in July or August. I'm gonna have to find let me see, I think I have in this lane. I have like a little race card. I'm like, where is it at? I don't know where it's at. But yeah, they got a few other races coming up. Yeah, don't do what I'm doing while I'm driving. But they got a few races coming up, and I really want to train for it. Now that I feel ready, I don't have to worry about the unpredictability of, you know, what I was going through, the medical condition that I was going through, like, you know, last year. So I don't have that to worry about. These probably gonna be the only two snacks that I'm gonna eat. These cookies. I'm like, great. Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm like, my toe, I'm like, dang, I got this one long toe. It seems, I'm like, I guess I should have clipped my toenails last night. It's not like they long or whatever, but I'm like, dude, why my toes start bothering me? But I guess because I really wasn't picking up my feet. But this time around, I'm going to really put the training in, because I know the fastest times I was running when I was in my top shape, going up the hill and all that stuff for a 5K when I'm practicing, was like 35 minutes or whatever, you know. So I know, with that being said, if I ran this race in my top condition, I probably would have placed. So I said, we're gonna have to get back in shape. I'm gonna go ahead and schedule another run, probably for July or August, because I don't want to wait too long. But at the same time, I want to give myself enough time to train and lose weight, and then by then I'll be like 150 pounds, around that, a little bit less, you know. I'll be lighter on my feet, because honestly, it does make a difference. To me, it makes a difference for me. It probably anybody else too, because it could be a bigger person that's bigger than me and run faster than me. But at the same time, I guarantee you that same person would be like, dang, if I would have lost a little bit more weight, I could have ran faster. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I know when I'm lighter, I run faster, because I feel like I'm more lighter on my feet. I don't feel as heavy. And then plus, when you heavy, you get an overweight, which they consider me overweight, you know, medically or whatever. But it's like my joints, because I'm like, dang, I'm going through knee pain or whatever. Not like consistent all day, every day type of pain, but you know, sometimes if I'm going up the steps, or if I'm doing like a strength workout when I have to do some bending or whatever, like squats and things. I'm like, I hear my right knee popping and drop locking and all that. I'm like, what is going on, you know? And normally I don't have that problem when people probably say, oh, it's old age. I'm like, no, you're old as who you are. Yes, people do age, but if you already got it in your mind that I'm getting older, I mean, hey, once that's in your subconscious, you're gonna start doing less. You're not gonna go in as hard. So basically, you already basically subconsciously, you already going below your potential. Because I think everybody can always do better, you know. But anyways, I finished this run. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to take a lot of photos or anything, because my daughter, she didn't show up with me today. I'm trying to get her to work out, you know, and things of that nature. But hey, I guess as most kids our age, I guess they too cool to work out or too cool to, you know, run or whatever. But I'm like, dude, if you want to feel your best and look your best, exercise is really important. Especially if you, I'm like, when you're going through a depression and all that type of stuff, running is a big help. I think running a lot right before my procedure really helped me recover fast, and then starting to run after the procedure, you know, of course, according to my doctor's instructions and things like that, you know, according to my, just following my doctor's instructions on when to run, when to do strength training and all that. You know, of course, you got to consider that. But once I got the green light, you know, I started running, because, you know, before, you know, like right after the procedure, you know, and a couple of days, you know, afterwards, it kind of put me in kind of like some type of funk a little bit, you know, like a little bit of a funk. But once I started running again and I started feeling real good, like my body pretty much snapped back and remembered, okay, now I'm feeling good, I'm this and that. I got more energy to take on a lot of things. And of course, I guess it increases, like, if I'm saying, if this is correct, I think it's endorphins. I think it increases the happy hormone. I'm like, that's when you need to run. Yes, I know it sounds counterintuitive, like, man, I don't feel like running, I'm depressed. Because when you're depressed, you feel less energetic, you know, you just kind of feel lethargic, whatever. But yes, you feel that way, but that's the time when you need to actually get up. Even if you have to start with a walk, go outside, not on a treadmill. I think that makes a huge difference. I'm not a treadmill runner. I don't like running on a treadmill. I will not buy a treadmill for myself, because I just don't like it at all. To me, it's boring. I feel like a hamster on a wheel. I feel like I'm going to fall off any moment, which kind of gets in the way of my run. I'm like, I don't like treadmills. I think the best way to run, in my opinion, is outside. You see nature, you out in the sun, you getting the vitamin D, getting that fresh air. I guess it all depends on where you stay. You're getting that fresh air, you know. Total difference than when you inside running on a treadmill. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. I got a busy day ahead of me. I plan on you know, of course, after doing personal hygiene and such, I plan on doing drafts for this upcoming week. And yeah, so like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate everybody that's watching my channel. I know I haven't been very consistent, but I'm gonna work on being consistent now. No excuses for me. And I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.